Today, I'll be sharing with you some of the match prediction events for the Champions League playoff that is going to run this week. And before we proceed, I will share with you the event we had in the last predictions. I will say congratulations to those of you who follow our picks in the last playoff match prediction event in the Champions League we share with you for all registered wins. Of course, I will add some of the events because the event we shared last time, of course, we still have some of the event that will still run this week. And of course, since some of them have not yet played, we are going to add some of the events in this list that will run this week so that you can make your picks in the list. It will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. But before we proceed, let's look at the event in the last play. Looking at the last event, which we shared, the first game here was in the match between Celtic against Bayern Munich. In this event, we looked at the probability of corner kicks in this event in full time, and we analyzed that there will be more corner kick events. First, we looked at the fact that there will be combined event of corner kicks 8.5, that is between 6.5 to 8.5 corners, and we looked at 6, 7, and 8 corner kick in full time. For this event, it ended as 7 corner kick against 7. A total of 14 corner kicks were scored for this particular event, making it a huge success. Congratulations. Also, we look at the possibility of corner kick just for the home team, which is Celtic, to have between 3 to 4 corner kicks. That is 3 corner kicks in full time, 4 corner kicks in full time. Celtic, the home team, ending up having 7 corner kicks in this event in full time, making corner kick also for just the home team a huge success. So all the corner kick events for these cases were successful. So congratulations. And now in the next, we looked at PSG against Brest. And in this event, we said that PSG is going to lead this match in full time, and also the possibility of 1.5 and 2.5 goals to occur in this match in full time. These are the 2 events that has run so far from the 11 which we shared, and we also shared some events which will run from the 18 and also on the 19. But of course, we are coming again in this particular game playoff to share again some of the events which we have added based on the last event we share with you, so that you're going to make even more picks and also backed up with some statistics and analytics to make you boost your winning by a greater percent. But before we proceed to the games of today, I have a quick announcement to make. First, if you come here to the front page of our channel, you're going to notice that we shared game predictions to members only. And if you're a member of either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan, you're going to have access to our handpick events which we share to members only in terms of goals probability, our big league events like the Champions League, the Europa League, Conference League, Premier League, League One, and other big league events which we share to members only, as you can see here. You're also going to have access to our corner kick events which we share to members only, and you want to make sure to also subscribe to become a member of either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan to have access to members only video match prediction picks to take your winning to the next height. And also, if you are a member of either the level 2 or the level 3 plan, you're also going to have even more access by having access to our top-notch bet class tutorial. For example, if you're a member of the level 2 pro plan, you're going to have access to the level 2 pro classes that will give you access to the live match corner kick football soccer prediction strategy step by step. You also have access to the simple trick to make consistent winning with the handpick events which we shared, and also never seen soccer match prediction strategy which we have explained step by step, and also straight win comeback bet strategy you have never seen that will amaze you, tactical straight win and over 2.5 goal strategy, and also 99% win rate strategy to use for your own advantage and make picks and boost your winning by a greater percent. So if you're a member of the level 2 pro plan, you have access to both our handpicked match prediction events and also to the level 2 pro classes. To those of you who join as a member of the level 2 pro plan, I'll put a link below this video so that once you join, you can go and watch all this video tutorial and start taking your winning to the next high. But if you join the level 3 master class or the level 3 master plan, you also have access to the level 3 master classes that will give you access to the top AI tool we use to find games in terms of goals probability and straight wins. You also have access to our game changer corner kick match prediction strategy that reveals our top secret website and how we use to find corner kicks to boost winning. You also see 6 amazing AI tools we use, and also the home and away win match prediction strategy being explained step by step, followed by a 2.5 goal strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. So if you access either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan, you're going to have access to our top-notch bet class tutorial to take your winning to the next height. Same way, you are also going to be having access to our handpick events, which we share to members only. So that being said, let's proceed to the first game of our today's pick in the Champions League playoff. Looking at the first game, we'll look at AC Milan against Feyenoord. They will take place on the 18th, of course, of February. Looking at the recent first leg they had, it ended as 1 against, you can see 1-0. In other words, Feyenoord actually hit AC Milan 1-0. This time they are coming to meet again. And looking at this, the performance of AC Milan, the home in terms of recent event they have had, especially in the Serie A of Italy, have proved that they are good. And looking at that of Feyenoord, on the other hand, the recent performance in the Eredivisie have proved that they are not very strengthened in terms of the defensive line. And the first head-to-head which they had, as you can see here, resulted to 1-0 while Feyenoord lead. This time they are coming to meet, and looking at the performance of AC Milan recently in terms of the game they have had in this same year have proved they are good. But looking at that of Feyenoord in this same year, they are not very defensive. And looking here at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. Looking at this particular event, the first head-to-head which resulted to Feyenoord to lead, this time AC Milan having a more offensive strength and more probability in terms of the offensive strength they have proved in the Serie A of Italy. Of course, this time they are coming with a great strength. And looking at the fact that Feyenoord defensive line is not very strengthened in terms of the recent event you have had, we look at AC Milan to take advantage of this to either lead this match in full time as one of the major picks or will give AC Milan a double chance. These are our two major picks for this particular event. Looking at the next here, we looked at a match between Atalanta against Club Brugge. In this event, this is the second leg, and the first leg resulted to Atalanta, that is Club Brugge, leading by 2-1 in the first leg. This is the second leg, and of course, looking at Atalanta in the most recent event they have had, they proved to have a tightened defense. And of course, you can see mostly 1-1, 1-0, 0-0. In the recent event they have had also in the SEA, which is in the Champions League against Tom Grace, where they had a huge win. And of course, looking at that of Club Brugge, on the other hand, the defensive line is not very strengthened in the games they have had, especially in the Jupiter Pro League itself, where the defensive line is not very tightened. They also had game in the Champions League against Man City, where they had a huge loss. Of course, this time they are coming to meet, and looking at the fact that Atalanta proved to have a very tightened defense this time in terms of recent gameplay they have had, we looked at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, recently, Atalanta, Bergamo have proved to have a very great strength in defensive lineup. And since the away defense is not very tightened and the offense also is not very tightened, of course, we looked at Atalanta to take advantage of a tightened defense to either give a draw, that is a double chance for the home, or to look at the home to have a draw, no bet. Of course, looking at these two options, we are giving Atalanta a double chance as one of the major picks. Also want to look at the possibility of the fact that Atalanta will either win or draw. You know this option, of course, draw, no bet, or to give it a double chance. So these are our two major picks for this particular event. Since the first leg resulted to the away team beating Atalanta 2-1, this time Atalanta will not allow that option to happen again. Of course, they will try every possibility to either win or draw this match in full time. So look at Atalanta to either win or look at Atalanta to have a double chance. These are our two major picks for this particular event in full time. In the next event, we looked at the Champions League, that is Bayern Munich against Celtic. You remember, this was one of the events we predicted in the return of Bayern Munich against Celtic. In the first, which we share with you as the game we shared here in the result they had, it ended as 2-1. Bayern Munich lead by 2-1 recently. And there were more corner kick in this event. As we shared that, we looked at the possibility of huge number of corners, which ended as 14 corners, 7-7. And we looked at Celtic to have more corners. This time again, they are coming to meet in the return of this particular event. And of course, the first leg resulted to 2-1, while Bayern Munich lead. This time, we still look at two major picks. First of all, looking at the comparison in terms of the recent game played, Bayern Munich have proved to have a great offensive strength in the recent game they have had, especially in the Bundesliga itself. You can see the offensive strength is very great, scoring 3, 4, and 3 goals in each event in the Bundesliga and also in the Champions League. But that of Celtic, on the other hand, the defensive line is not very great, especially in the PL, that is the Premier League of Scotland itself. In the Champions League also, they proved to have a loss against Aston Villa. This time they are coming to meet, and of course we look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, Bayern Munich have proved to have a very great strength. In the first head-to-head or first leg, of course, it resulted to Bayern to lead. This time Bayern is coming home, and Celtic do not have that stamina to stand against Bayern Munich, especially when they go away. So Bayern Munich have more upper hand, especially when they come at home, having that offensive strength, especially when they're at home. So look at the favorite for Bayern Munich to either lead in full time. Also, we look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. And the fact that the last head-to-head resulted to too much of struggle for these two teams against each other, causing more shoots on and off target, resulting to more corners. This time, both of the two sides will still want to impress, causing more shoots on and off target. So corner kick is still the next option. So look at 6.5 corners in full time, 7.5 corner kick in full time, and even 8.5 corner kicks for this particular event in full time. Therefore, look at three major choices here. 1, the possibility of Bayern Munich to lead. 2, the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. 3, the possibility of corner kicks. 6.5, 7.5, and 8.5 corner kicks for this particular event in full time. These are our major pick for this particular event. And looking at the next, we looked here at Benfica against Monaco. In this event, Benfica recently, in terms of the recent event they've had by the performance of home and away, Benfica, especially at home in the LP, have proved to score a lot of goals. They recently had a game in the Champions League against Barcelona where they scored 4 goals and Barcelona 5. Of course, Monaco, on the other hand, also have proved to have a defense which is not very tightened. They've had game against Inter and also against PSG where the defensive line was not very tightened. And looking at this in the first leg, it resulted to 1-0. Benfica end up leading. And this time, we'll look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, Benfica, the home, have proved to have a very great offense. In the recent event they have had, especially in the Champions League against Barcelona, where they were able to score at least 4 goals. Of course, this time they're coming to meet Monaco. Monaco, on the other hand, have proved that the defensive lineup is not very tightened. And the fact that they have conceded a lot of goals in recent event they have had, and the first leg resulted to Benfica to lead. This time, both of the two sides will still want to impress. And Benfica will still want to maintain that stamina in the last performance against Barcelona. And since Monaco had lost in the last event against Benfica 1-0, you also want to impress, causing shoot on and off target to be very increased. As a result, we want to look at the possibility of at least this time 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time, or looking at corner kicks as well. 6.5 corner kicks in full time or 7.5 corner kicks, since both sides will cause more offense, shoot on and off target, resulting to blocks, and corner kicks will result. So corner kicks is also the next option. One, since we are looking at 2 options, the first here is at least 1.5 goal in full time, and secondly, we look at least 6.5 corners or 7.5 corner kick in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at PSG against Brest. For this event, of course, you remember the first head-to-head or first leg resulted to 3-0, with PSG having the upper hand. This time they are coming again to meet, and PSG is coming at home. Looking at the recent strength of PSG in terms of recent event they have had, especially in the home game, PSG have proved to be very offensive, scoring 4 goals, 1 and 4 goals in each event, also in the Champions League against Manchester City. This proved that PSG is very offensive. And looking at Brest, of course, Brest, on the other hand, also have offense, which is good, but not maintaining that stamina of PSG. The first head-to-head, which you can see resulted here, PSG against Brest in the League One itself, PSG hit Brest 3-1. Of course, looking also in this tournament in the first leg, which of course in the Champions League, PSG still hit Brest again 3-0. This time they are coming to meet again, but this time PSG is coming home. And looking at this, we look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, all the recent stats showing the head-to-head PSG against Brest in the recent gameplay have proved that PSG has always lead. And that stamina and form is still that good this time, with PSG performing greatly in recent events they have had, especially in the League One and also in the Champions League, have proved that they still have a great form. But Brest, on the other hand, the stamina in terms of form defense to fight against PSG is not that very offensive. And looking at this, we want to look at PSG to take advantage to either lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time, or at least 2 goals over. These are our major pick for this particular event. 1, PSG to lead. 2, the possibility of at least 1.5 goals in full time. In the next, we looked at Dortmund against Sporting. In this event, the first leg resulted 3-0, with Dortmund leading. This time, of course, they are coming again to meet, and Dortmund, the home team, the home performance of Dortmund in terms of recent event they have had, have proved that the defense is not very tightened, but they also have a good offense. You can see they concede 2 goals, concede 2 goals, concede 1, concede 2. The defensive line is not very tightened. That of Sporting also, on the other hand, in terms of the LP itself, proved that the defensive line also is not very good. But the offense, they score at least between 1 to 2 goals in each event they have had. You can see 4-4 in Gumerens, 3-0, and 2-1 against Leipzig, in the Champions League. This time, these two are coming to meet. We'll look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, both of the two sides have a great offense. The probability of them to score at least between 2 goals in each event for each of these teams, with a defensive line that is not very tightened. Both of the two sides want to impress, causing the possibility of more shots on and off target. As a result, we look at corner kicks as the most probability here. 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over is our major option for this event, since both sides are good at offense with defense which is not very tightened, and the first leg resulted 3-0. So goals probability is still the next option. 1.5 goal in full time as our major pick for this particular event. In the next, we looked at Real Madrid against Man City. For this event, of course, the first leg resulted to 5 goals between the two teams, 3-2, while Real Madrid lead. This time, they are coming to meet, and the performance of Real Madrid recently in the gameplay they have had have proved that Real Madrid, of course, have good offense. In terms of recent event, they have had scoring the probability of goals, at least 1 goal, 2 goals in recent events they have had. Looking also at Man City, on the other hand, they have also proved to have great offensive strength in terms of recent event they have had. Let's compare this, looking at Real Madrid, the home team, especially at home. Let's look at what they have. The performance have proved to score 5 goals, 4 goals, and 5 goals. You can see they are very good recently in terms of goal scoring. Man City also, on the other hand, is also having that probability to also score goals here. So let's look at Man City on the other hand. Let's look at events of Man City. And looking here, let's try to navigate here and look at Man City event. So let me click on Man City to look at what we have and compare these two in terms of the recent event they have had by the gameplay. And you can see Man City, on the other hand, have proved that they also score, but the defensive line also of Man City is not very tightened. And looking here also, you can see that the defensive line of Man City is not very tightened, but they do score at least 2 goals, 1 goal, 2 goals, to prove that they are also good at offense. And looking at these 6 goals and 2 goals, look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, the defensive line, especially for the away team, is not very tightened. And since both sides have great strengths in scoring capacity, both of the two sides will cause more shots on and off target. As a result, this time, since they are coming again to meet head-to-head, which the first head-to-head resulted to 3-2, there's still a probability of goals here. So we want to look at 1.5 goal in full time as one of the major pick, as well as the possibility of 2.5 goals or 2 goals over. This is our major pick for this particular event. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-pick events, we will share to members only, especially for the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our hand-pick based on top goals probability event and corner kicks, as well as our access to our top-notch bet class tutorial to start taking your winning to the next height. Then you want to make sure to join either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan to have access to these features to start taking your winning with each odds to the next height. For those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You want to make sure to go ahead, navigate and click to become a member and start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.